Hello friends and welcome to Fey Earth, a magical world set in an alternate 19th century Earth, where every creature from folklore and fairy tale is real, have always been real, and lived alongside humanity. Join our adventurers as they explore a world of arcane mysteries and danger, where the new scientific and industrial age collides with an ancient world of fairy and magic. When last we left our heroes, the party had had a rather eventful day. First of all, being possibly branded as harlots, and then saving a bunch of young fools who thought they'd fallen in love with some sort of a river fae. Battered, bruised, exhausted, and nearly drowned, in one party member's case, they had returned back to La Petite Auberge in Cherville, most of the party going to bed, exhausted. Sylvia had stayed up, deciding that she wanted to have some drinks to decompress after the events, and had been introduced, or rather was a man came up to her to introduce himself as the mayor of the town, Charles Souverain, who paid for her drinks and thanked her very much for all of the excellent work that the party has been doing thus far. Eventually, Sylvia, you head to bed. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. So before we go any further, Amanita, can I have a stealth roll, please?
Mm-hmm.
That's a plus 40 roll.
Yep. So that is a 20...
What did you roll?
17.
Oh, so 21. Okay. Justine and Gwyn, can I have awareness rolls at disadvantage?
What's the disadvantage?
Minus 5 is all. Oh, that's cocked.
Okay,
Four.
well that's still...
Is that okay? Is that with your disadvantage of minus 5?
No, that's just 4.
Oh no!
So, and you have an awareness, Justine, of
Zero.
0. So that's negative 1.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
And
so I got a...
Gwyn, you
14,
have an awareness.
10.
You okay? Right.
I mean, it's understandable because she's coming from a bright light and she still has her
Yes,
dark.
Well, you're asleep at this point.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you're asleep, yeah.
Okay. So, you all wake up the next morning, feeling somewhat better. Just before going any further, so Susie, you fully recovered from the exhaustion damage?
Yes,
Super.
you said it was fortitude level, resolve, and willpower and hardiness, which puts me back up to
your max
full.
score. Super. So you all wake up the next morning, tired but recovered. And Justine and Gwyn, there was another person in the room.
Oh my gosh.
Asleep in the bed beside the two of you, your dear friend Amanita, who had disappeared.
Okay, I'll jump up and shake Amanita. What? Amanita, where? What? Where? Are you okay?
I left a note.
Okay, well, we weren't sure, but...
Oh my god, why did you do it? Don't you ever do it to me.
Where
Ever
Justina
again.
was
I was
fretting.
so worried. I was so worried.
I'm so sorry, I didn't have time to explain. I had to go. I had work duty called.
What kind of duty?
My professional duty. As a diplomat.
That's not sketchy.
You seem just like walking to the other side of the room and like sitting in the bed.
I got you little presents.
Ooh. Well, I suppose we can forgive you.
And Yustine's just like,
Oh.
what about her, by the way? Are her effects gone?
Oh, they've actually no, they haven't.
They haven't.
It's 24 hours.
Ah.
So you still have this dark, shadowy aura around you, and
Nice.
your eyes are still white. You can see you can see perfectly fine, as if the curtains are open, even though it's a dim light. You know, it is January in the northern hemisphere in Western Europe, so it's not like dark, but the sun hasn't quite risen yet. So
House arrest for you, Steve.
House arrest
So
for Justine.
what I see
after a moment, you notice, it's weird. The shadows seem to be clinging to Justine, and then you notice her eyes. Her eyes are completely white. There's no iris. There's no pupil.
Yeah.
So, I understand you're worried about me. But, can you explain?
Well, You know, I'm sorcerer. I'm learning new spells and magical mishaps sometimes happening. So it was like I had a graze a day before. You disappeared and we went to the dreaded, terrible, horrible forest. And we've seen loads of bad stuff. And I just couldn't concentrate, and I just couldn't put my mind together. And that's it. Mishap.
Amita's going to reach over and just hold Justine's hand. I'm really, really sorry. I made you worry about me. That was not my intention.
I know. But I was still worried. You're my friend.
I know. Next time I'll try and be more descriptive in my notes. If I need to leave suddenly again, or else I will let you know in person before I do.
Please do.
I will.
If you have to leave, I understand. I'm not going to ask questions, but let me know in advance.
And then I'm just going to take some like little bonbons out of my pockets to try and appease the group.
Okay, so you take out some bonbons and you give them to your friends. Okay. Sylvia, you're kind of trying to lie in a bit, but Mina's already getting up.
How's Mina? Because she was frozen going to sleep, so...
She's okay. Sylvia used some of her healing magics to help a little bit as well. And Mina's already getting up and putting on her dress to go to the church for Mass.
I want to run out and just knock on the door. Knock, knock.
I'm half dressed or getting dressed or nearly dressed, and I'm like,
Sylvia
opening
is
the door.
gonna like get out of bed. She's just let me and I get dressed. Just go like,
Mina, how are you today?
I'm okay.
Okay, you looked so cold when you went to
Yeah,
bed.
it was rather cold. Yeah, but no, it's okay. But
Yeah,
most
I
important
know.
thing, I oiled Albert, and he's fine.
Oh,
So,
I'm glad Albert's fine.
Yeah, well-
okay, well, I'm glad you're fine. I'm glad Albert's fine. We were going to go down and get breakfast if you want to join us.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in after prayers. But
you need us. Is Justine okay, or do we need to bring her?
We'll need to bring her up. Breakfast
She's
and
still-
possibly lunch and possibly dinner.
She basically still looks like
The
a demon.
eyes, yeah, the
yeah.
eyes.
Well, at least her feet are not cloven
Oh,
anymore.
I know.
This is good.
Thank the gods for small mercies.
Hopefully, has this ever happened to you with magic?
Never. I have heard of such things, but I mean, I read about them in books, but I've never seen someone's
Usually,
feet.
I meditate for my spells.
Yeah, it's similar for me. So it's shocking, and it wouldn't have done us any favors considering.
Actually, well, I've arranged to we're all downstairs together, and
And I've some news. Aminata's back. She appeared
that's
this
very
morning.
nice.
So.
I also have some news. So,
Okay. Well,
maybe-
do you want to meet down in the?
Yeah. Let me. Because
you're just in your dressing gown, your nightgown, yeah.
Yeah. Let me get myself.
Oh, of
prepared,
course.
And
yeah.
I will come down.
Okay, yeah, we'll see you in a minute. Gore just kind of looks away and runs away.
All these pretty women in their night clothes.
How am I to cope?
well, as I said, Mary does running in.
Sylvia is just like, whatever. Just shuts the door. Doesn't give a shit.
Gwen just goes a bit red and runs away when she notices that nobody is dressed.
And like Mina's in the back, like half dressed.
Well, I assume Mina's behind a screen.
Yeah.
As would be tradition in these rooms, would be a
There'd be a
screen.
modesty screen.
Yes, there would be a. So Sylvia, you take a moment to get dressed,
Yep.
and you go back to the room and.
Start
Once
heading
Mina's
downstairs.
done, I'll go.
Yeah, my head
Yeah,
up for church.
once you're dressed, you leave the room. I want you to head to
Yeah.
the mass.
Right.
It's like it's not a proper full mass. It's just a morning. It's like short morning prayers.
Okay.
Yeah. So so a few minutes later,
Yeah,
you
okay.
come down and you see Gwyn and Gwyn and Aminata are down there.
Yes.
And there's no sign of Justine.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go up to the innkeeper and just say, our friend, she caught a bit of a chill the other day because we were out in the forest for such a long time. I would like to bring her some breakfast.
Oh, wait, of course. I can make her some eggs if that's okay.
Oh, this sounds perfect. Thank you
Okay,
so
of
much.
course.
So once that's ready, I'll like knock on the door and give it to.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hopefully, your eyes will become normal and.
Yeah. Don't worry. They should. It usually goes away in like a day.
Okay.
Sometimes less, like with my hooves.
Yeah, I'm very happy about the hooves.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
They just reminded me of that state.
Yeah. Yeah, and given that the townfolk were already talking about us, this was not ideal.
No, it was not.
So
It was not.
We will
But hey,
come
magic
back
mishaps happen.
up to you. We're just going to have some breakfast. So
I'll just stay here. I'm very happy to stay here.
okay, I will leave you to eat, and I'll just go back downstairs to the rest of them.
Yeah, Justine is like the last person who wants to leave. She's not gonna get out there.
Yeah, whereas Sylvia is just like, okay, have a nice breakfast by yourself. I'm gonna go back down. Okay, so I assume the rest of them are there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I did not go straight to bed last night. I was very shaken by everything that happened. So I had a couple of drinks to calm my nerves. And there was a man who paid for my drinks for me. He was the mayor. And he wanted to say that he was very grateful for what we had done. I am sure that if the rest of you had been up, he would have also bought your drinks. But
I wonder what he wanted in return.
I think he was just overjoyed that the men who were being lured away by the water fae came home and that the salamanders were dealt with. I do not think there is any more to it than that. So there were men being lured away who were not going to work, and then there were also rumours that a blonde witch was luring them away, which meant that we had attracted some attention because they were looking at them. And also, I had asked for the glassblower named Antoine, I think was his name Antoine, by name, so they were looking at us. As though we were going to entrap their men.
There are plenty of men in the world.
Too many.
Actually, there's a lot less men. There was a fairly significant war recently with a Fey nation.
But there's still plenty. There's enough.
Yeah, there's a lot less than there were.
Still too many.
Gwen.
Gwen's
brutal. There were women in the army as well, of course. But yeah, so that is my news. I think we won't be having any more problems.
Hopefully not.
And what type of water fae?
A beautiful one.
Oh yeah,
That is
That's very beautiful.
She had control over the water. She had a song that would lure you in. Gwyn was in love with her. Not that
I wasn't in love with her.
Not that I would judge. She was very, very beautiful. And the song was.
And did she look fully human?
Looked like a beautiful.
Humanoid.
She looked like a beautiful woman.
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful long blonde hair. She had a shimmering dress that appeared to be made of the water itself.
No tail.
No, she was, sitting on a stone. Is how the party describes it. Sitting on a stone, just humming and chatting to the menfolk. No tail. No apparent scales on her skin.
Anyway,
Interesting.
she left.
She left?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was fighting and.
Oh, so you beat her and then she left.
Well,
Pretty much.
She didn't. I don't think that we beat her. I think she didn't want to fight us anymore, so she left.
You scared her away. Okay.
Yeah.
Not there yet.
No, well, you've gone to mass, remember?
I know.
It's the only thing I'm worried about. She said she felt drawn here by a power.
Ooh.
I wonder if it's the same power as that drew the salamanders here.
Quite possibly.
Given that salamanders don't tend to be in this part of Europe.
I mean, we know there's a Fey portal. We saw one essentially in the forest. When we went there, we saw a beautiful palace that could only have been a glimpse into the Fey realm.
There are elven palaces around France, so if you do
maybe
know
something
this.
to do with the palace is pushing Fey out of the forest.
Well, she wasn't in the forest. She was,
True, she did seem to return to the forest even.
Well, she decided she was going to go there because I told her there were rivers there.
I just can't help but feel it's something to do with the forest.
I don't know.
But
And none of you
serious.
felt anything in the forest at all.
Oh, great power, and we met a satyr and a talking raven, and it was a place full of magic.
Oh,
and
the trees moved.
The trees
they
moved.
hit the trail from us. We were not able to leave the forest.
it was spectacular.
Oh,
It really was.
I collected some herbs.
Oh
Actually,
yes,
so
we collected some herbs. Yeah.
for potions.
For healing potions.
I wish
of
I'd
one
been
sort
there.
or another.
Yeah, it would have been good, but Phil survived, and
and
you
for that I'm very happy.
and you for
Yes, I had to leave quite suddenly for business.
yeah.
I needed to delegate between two groups who were talking about trading between the Mali Empire and France.
Very interesting.
Not as interesting as you'd like, but the people are interesting.
Well, that is something.
Yeah.
You get to learn lots of interesting little things when I don't think you can hear them.
Oh, yes, I would say so. Did you pick up any intelligence?
Nothing,
That would be of interest.
nothing that seems to relate to what you're dealing with here at the moment, but we never know.
Yeah, well, the good thing is, this Fae has moved on, and hopefully the townfolk will stop gossiping about us.
Townsfolk never stop gossiping about beautiful strangers in town. How exciting do you think this lovely little town is?
A lot more exciting since the war, I think. But we have to stay here for a few more days anyway because we have things to collect.
The glassblowers, they're doing self-sealing jars now, so I want to certain. Oh, and you are waiting on some vials.
I'm waiting on some vials, but the self-sealing jars sound just amazing.
They sound so fantastic.
Oh,
The
it
uses.
will
I
be
can't
so
imagine.
good for healing salves.
Well, just potions spilling, wrecking bags and clothes. I can't tell you the amount of times.
All sorts.
So I would like to stay to pick up some.
Oh
yeah.
There's no rush from me.
Also, we can't leave at the moment because Yastin is.
Oh yes, I'm aware of the situation.
She cannot be seen.
No.
It will pass. It'll pass in time. I know.
It was worse.
sorcerers
It
can-
was so much worse.
How much worse?
She had cloven hooves. She looked like a demon.
Couldn't have been any worse.
Oh.
Well, never say never. It was pretty bad.
Interesting.
Speaking of Justine, I wonder if there's anything we can do to help her find her brother. I don't have any brothers, so I don't know what it's like to miss them. And to be honest, men are drawn to war, so what do you expect? But I wonder if there's anything that we can do.
If we have any of his belongings, maybe if we find someone who can divine over at Scry, maybe.
We won't find anyone like that here, but it could possibly be done if he is still alive.
Well,
if he is not, we could also find somebody who specializes in working with and communicating with the dead is also an option, but I think
Maybe
my
find
suggesting
the
that would upset her.
that should be a last resort.
Yes, I agree.
That would definitely upset your sleep. Because
Perhaps we should try to find someone who can maybe use an item belonging to him.
Didn't people say the beautiful blonde woman was a powerful witch?
Oh, I think they meant the
So we're talking about
whatever she was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because she had blonde hair, she had turned up, she was in Wings and Ran Away. It was her, but some folk, they see people who can do magic, they either think, they must be a witch, or they are a fae, or...
Yeah, and sentiment to anyone who can do magic or is fae or fae touched has really deteriorated since the war.
Yeah.
We just have to be careful.
Well, I have been very open about being a healer. People are happy about that. I haven't...
Well, people tend to think that healers can't do harm. They don't realise there's potentially two sides to that coin.
Yeah, I have other spells as well that can...
Naturally defensive and offensive spells when you need it. It's only smart, especially as a woman travelling through places by yourself.
Yeah, well, I did not plan to be alone. It's just the way things happened, of course.
But you aren't alone any further.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I think, well, I would like to propose that we stick together now that we found each other, and maybe we can help Mina and Justina find their family, and
it would probably be safer, especially since the sentiments towards Fae Touched are not the best at the moment. We'd be better off sticking together.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe since, people do know that you are a magic user, maybe you could put out feelers and see if there is anyone in the town who can, through divination or any other means, maybe find out where Justina's brother might be. They might be more willing to talk to you. Only if you want.
The only people I can think to go to would be
the mayor.
The mayor's a much better idea than what I was
Are there no female figureheads in this town? Priests, mayors?
Well, the unfortunate thing about the mayor is that usually mayors tend to know quite a bit about their towns. We might just have to stomach his masculinity for a little while.
I'm more concerned about what he'll want in return.
Yeah, well...
Oh, believe me, there won't be anything.
Hopefully, I would like to think that what we have done for the town will be payment enough. He may feel he owes us. So
that is a good favour to have in your pockets.
Yeah.
At this point, have we finished eating?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Aminata is going to say, if you excuse me, I'm going to go spend some time with Justine to see if she's okay.
Of course.
Update her on what I was doing.
In that case, Vim, would you like to go visit the mayor, or...?
Not particularly, but I'll go with you as backup.
Do you wait for Mina to get back from mass?
Oh.
Or do you just want to head off before?
Mina might want to come as well. We'll wait for her.
Yeah, we should wait for her.
Okay. So, in fairness, by the time you have finished your coffee and your breakfast and your chat, Mina's coming back. Because it's only a short, 30-minute morning service. It's not as I said, it's not a proper mass. It's just morning prayers. So, Mina, you get back. You have breakfast. They have coffee. They have eggs. They've got bread.
Lovely.
Okay. And Gwyn and Sylvia fill you in on their plan to go and see the mayor.
Oh yeah, that's a very good idea.
He might know someone in the town who can do some sort of divination or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Or have you tried this before, or?
I don't know if it's Mina's thing, really, Sylvia.
Well, no, I haven't met anyone that can do that.
So you head up to Justine. You just finished your coffee, your breakfast.
Yeah.
So,
hello.
How are you doing?
It was just very bad time and very bad place to learn a new spell, but I decided for some reason that I could handle it because you know me. Studying always helped to kind of get my mind together and just concentrate and feel better because this forest was really too much. But I've really overestimated myself and now I'm here.
I don't think you overestimated yourself. There were a lot of factors that you couldn't have possibly planned for.
Oh,
you were stressed. I'm realistic. You were stressed, you're thinking about your brother, you're in a new place.
That's true.
You were in a weird, magical, super powerful forest. You met a satyr, beautiful lady, men were stolen. All of that. It will all culminate in just a little lapse of focus. That's all.
Thank you very much.
You're very
welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a bit disappointed. I missed all the fun because of work, but
I'm sure with those people there'll be a lot more fun.
Absolutely. So they were catching me up to what happened, and I think we've all kind of said that if we keep traveling together, we'll have better luck. And I know that they're going to be looking to see if there's someone who can scry, and maybe if you have anything of your brothers, we can try scry on that. Maybe it'll give us a clue as to if we can find him or not.
I've never thought about that type of magic even. Is it possible?
Oh, it is possible. I know. Well, back home there are people who are very gifted at things like that. Funny enough, a lot of them end up being trackers, so it works out very well. So we can always we're not going to give up. We're going to exhaust every single avenue.
Thank you.
I know how much your family means to you.
They do. They truly do. I have my brother's pocket watch that he left at home.
And would that have been something he was fairly attached to? Because that would probably help.
When he was younger, yes.
Oh, then that would be perfect.
He would never let it go.
A prized possession. That would be perfect thing to scry on. So we have at least something we can try.
Thank you very much for your help. It means a lot. It really does.
Of course. I suppose I had to do something since I disappeared suddenly, so...
I just hope everything is fine.
I do too. I really, really do.
You know, I'm here, and I'm not going to share your secrets with anyone. So if you want to talk, or if you want to vent... You scared me so much. I was so afraid.
I was scared too. So, what happened? They appeared middle of the night and they told me I had to go now. The only thing they'd let me do is leave a note because they could not be seen. And that's why I did lie a bit. It felt like an abduction. It truly did. But I knew it was for work because they had the sigil. So that's the only reason why I left. I will make sure that I at least wake you to let you know where I'm going next time. I promise.
Thank you very much.
It was quite disconcerting waking up with strangers above you. I never want to experience that again.
They're also so quiet.
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Very good at their jobs, but very quiet.
Yeah.
But the more I find out, and the more information I have that will be pertinent to our party, I just can't say anything just yet.
I understand, and I'm not going to ask you more than you can share. But
I know
just know that I'm here, and I'm not going to let your secrets go. They're safe with me.
And then Amnita's just going to jump on the bed and pile him beside Justine and just sit there.
So the three of you head out into the town looking for the mayor's office. You do ask Murray first for directions.
Let's not call him by his first name this time, Sylvie, or we'll really raise some eyebrows.
Yeah.
So she gives you directions.
Shove Road.
Who's leading the way?
Who got the directions?
All of you.
Okay.
Who's most likely to have remembered the directions?
I
I'd say Mina.
Yeah, I have a memory talent.
I'm only half interested.
Don't we all have a memory?
Oh, actually, so you have
that's
intellect
okay.
1, Mina, and the memory talent, whereas Gwyn has intellect 2. So either of you, it's the same
But I'm only
modifier.
half interested, so I think Mina.
Okay,
Because it's a man.
So,
Yeah.
so Mina, give me an intellect roll to see how well you remembered the directions.
Oh, not 20.
Okay, the target number was 12. It was very low. Okay, so you head off, and you're walking for about maybe 10 minutes to for other side of the town.
How are people looking at us today? Are they still?
Oh, there are still people pointing at you, and you see people pointing like, you know, you are the outsiders. She has green. Mina has green hair, and you did save 4 lads from some sort of a siren water mermaid.
Well, that's
thing,
what we say.
you know.
Yeah, that's our story.
So, like, you know, people are pointing at you. First, you saved the villagers, the brass mills workers from some, you know, as far as the villagers are concerned, there are stories already being circulated of small miniature dragons. Okay. And now you've saved some of the young men from a siren. You know, so yeah, people are pointing.
Okay, fine.
So you eventually make your way to this small little, like not an
I'm wearing my dress uniform today.
Oh, you're wearing your okay. So you're wearing your formal Swiss Guard uniform. Okay, and you do find your way to the mayor's office. It's a simple little building. It's nice enough, small, and going inside, there's a young woman at a little desk, and it's kind of a sort of a small reception. It's as if somebody took a house, a small little farmhouse, and converted it into like a reception space with what can be an office space behind it. You know, that's kind of what it generally looks like. Similar outside dimensions, but when you go in, it's just so. Bonjour. Can I help you?
Hello. I was we were wondering if the mayor was perhaps free, just very briefly.
He's here, but he's very busy. Can I ask what it is about?
Well, we are the ones who drove away the waterfay. I was hoping.
Oh wait, you were the ones who killed the siren that was stealing the men away.
Oh, we did not kill her. She left.
Okay, so you fought away the siren.
Yes.
Yes.
I heard that when she became enraged, she turned into a hideous beast with green skin and fangs and glowing red eyes and razor sharp talons like that of a bear.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. We barely escaped with our
Oh,
lives.
that is terrifying! You're so brave.
Sylvia is just looking.
And as you're saying this, you hear
like,
footsteps and the door opens and you see the mayor. It was like, oh, it's yourselves. I heard some noise and
yeah, Mr. Chavreau. I was wondering if perhaps we could talk to you for just a minute.
wait, please come in.
Oh, thank you so much. And then I'm going to also say to the receptionist, thank you so much for.
Bye.
Bye.
So it's a nice, simple enough office. There's like wood paneling. You can see there's a couple. There's like he's got a nice desk. It's not some grand, you know, mahogany or anything, but you know, it's a nice enough desk for a mayor of a small provincial town that is growing and developing.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 chairs. Oh wait, one moment. I'll get another chair.
Oh, I can.
no, it's
I can
fine.
stand. It's
No. Please, when I was up. And he goes and he calls and they get another chair and he says, here you go. So, and he goes to the desk. So, please sit down. How can I help you this morning?
Well, I'm looking at Mina. I was wondering. Well, we were wondering if you knew anybody in the town who had powers of divination or scrying or anything of this kind.
Oh no.
No wise woman, no cunning man in the vicinity.
The closest thing that we have to that would probably be Anne Choisy. She's like the local midwife and healer, and she does know some minor healing charms, but Nothing like the power I heard that you all had fighting those drakes in the brass mills.
Yes, we barely escaped with our lives.
Well,
she's the sister of Pierre Schwarzy, the priest.
I see. Oh, the gift of magic and healing must run in their families.
Wow.
No, Pierre Schwarzy has no magical abilities whatsoever.
Oh, very often priests also have.
Well, this one doesn't have.
Okay.
No.
Alright, well, Mina was looking for her brother.
I am looking for my brother, yes.
Okay, when did you last see him?
Well, he left for France and he joined the army. He was in the reserve then he ended up...
Oh, he was in the war.
He did. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
We were hoping if you knew somebody in the village who had the power to scry, perhaps...
No, and we have had soldiers passing through this way after the war, but, I mean, it would be impossible to know.
Yeah, I have the gendarmerie is like looking through
they will try, but
their documents for me.
That would be an impossible task to determine.
I know it's very difficult.
Soldiers passing through a village would often not detail the presence of it,
Yeah.
So they would just go through the town and leave.
Right.
Okay. Perhaps we could speak with this healer. She might know.
Excuse me, mademoiselles, but how long are you planning on staying here? He said, looking at the three of you.
Only a few more days.
Oh.
The glass...
Only a few more days?
The glassware has...
Cherville has not been welcoming to you, no?
No,
but most welcoming, but we are very busy.
The glass mill, or the glass blower is going to be... they have... they're bringing in some self-sealing jars. And,
my wife was saying something about some sort of jars with tin tops that you don't need to use cloth anymore to cover them. She's very excited.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it would be so good for the potions and the healing salves and things like this, And then you said you were looking for vials also for...
Did I? I don't recall.
You were looking for glassware for your magic.
No, I don't recall. So anyway, what are the directions to this woman's...
No, the reason I was asking is simply because, I will be honest with you, things have been getting somewhat strange on here for the last few months.
Well, strange how?
Just odd things happening.
The salamanders,
such as the things that have happened in the few days that you've been here.
Yeah.
These kind of things have been happening with greater and greater frequency. And I mean, the gendarmerie, they do what they can, but with magical things, it's not really something that they are. I mean, obviously, a rifle will hurt a fey creature as much as a human, but at the same time,
pointing at my uniforms, you are
a Siskar. You're trained in fighting fey.
I'm definitely available for hire.
If you were planning on staying for some more time, we could make an arrangement that the town would use its funds to pay for your accommodations in La Petite Auberge.
Well, since you are saying that, I don't want to alarm you, but the water fey that we fought last night...
I heard something. Some lads were... What was it? Some of the old women were gossiping that some blonde-haired witch with a strange accent, he says, and he kind of gives you a side-eye, Gwyn, had stolen away some menfolk.
Gwyn just rolls her eyes.
And then I heard something about...
It was a water fey who had blonde
a siren or something?
Something like that. She had a song that would worry you. But
you fought her, yeah?
Yeah, she said that she felt drawn here by a power.
We barely escaped with our lives, just so you're aware.
The gendarmerie would not have been able to resist good Christian women like yourselves obviously would resist the magical charms of a creature like a siren, but then they would not have had a hope.
Of course.
And they didn't.
Not at all. Not
at all.
I mean, this is going... And to be honest with you, some of the people would be very... Alarmed is maybe too strong. No, alarmed is not too strong a word. Alarmed at me... How could I say this delicately? Inquiring into the services of women who are not from this town to do services for the town.
Well, perhaps they don't need to know, and it might be better for us if they don't.
Well, but if I am hearing of things, and I have heard that there was actually some farmers, some talking this morning, there has been a thing.
Oh.
Where some sheep were attacked last night, and
so it's not an orchard appearing mysteriously.
Pardon?
Oh, we're sure it's not wolves.
That happened.
No, worse. We think it was dire wolves from the forest.
Oh,
dire wolves.
Wait, there are some. There's like we have the mundane wolf, but Tronchet also has dire wolves living in it.
Yeah, but we went
a number of sheep were killed. A cow was badly injured and had to be slaughtered because of its wounds. The farmers, when they saw the tracks, they looked like wolf tracks, but much bigger, much bigger. And it was only they estimated maybe 1 or 2 creatures doing all of this damage. So that was not a normal wolf. But we do know there are dire wolves in the forest. Yes. They tend not to come out. No. But if in the past we've had a wolf attack like this, it's been a dire wolf. The wolves themselves tend not to come to the forest, out of the forest.
Do you think that maybe they were drawn by the same power?
No, the dire wolves live in Tronchet.
Oh.
I've always lived in Tronchet.
Oh, okay.
But on occasion, some will come out, and when they do, when they find easy meat, then they start coming out more regularly. So we then have to hunt them. The gendarmerie do this as well. But if we had this, I mean, I know the farmers are saying they will be offering some gold for every dire wolf that is killed. Because, I mean, these beasts are 80, 90, 100 kilos.
Yeah.
They're you know.
Yeah.
So I hear.
I mean, they could take down a cat. A single beast could take a cat.
Sylvia would have definitely come across dire wolves.
You came across a few. They were massive.
Yeah.
You
but
know.
They left me alone because I was.
Well, you were with Forest Fae.
Yeah.
So they completely left you alone. But you know, they are like.
Yep.
These are.
I have seen dire wolves. So quite terrifying.
So if you would.
Gwen just gives you an impressive kind of side eye.
Are there any
I didn't fight them, but I've seen
them though.
And not so much in the Alps. No, they tend to stick to heavily forested areas where they can get large prey, things like stags. In the more northern regions like Jotunheim, you still have the aurochs.
Yeah.
They still exist. They did not go extinct in Faerth, and they would be hunted by dire wolves as well. People say that there are woolly mammoths, but no one is. But like this is one of those things. Is like in Jotunheim, they say there are woolly mammoths, but you know, no one knows if that's true or not. But yeah, so dire wolves, they're super rare. You find them in generally places with ancient forests and which would have lots of large herbivores, like a large deer population, European buffalo population, aurochs, those kind of things, you know. So in the Slavic regions, they'd be a lot more common as well because there's a lot of European buffalo in that part of Europe too, which provide a food source for these. You know, these serious mega predators. But so as I said, there is the farmers are offering, I think they said 5 gold per wolf.
Okay.
So not insubstantial. That's more than they'd make in a month in the mill.
Of course, that's an excellent price. I'm just concerned about the fact that it's a dire wolf that we have to.
Well, I mean, as I say, the gendarmerie will be looking into it as well. But they're good men, but they're not. Track it, and I heard that. I heard someone told me that you were in the forest recently. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like if you were like going into Tronchet, like no one goes in there. It's haunted.
Oh, I just went there. Well, we went there looking for herbs for healing potions.
Oh, okay.
It was exceptionally dangerous.
Well, this is why. I mean, the gendarmerie would never go into Tronchet.
Yeah, the trees hid the trail from us. We met a talking raven and a satyr.
How many women are in the armory?
And the gendarmerie? No women.
That makes sense then.
Yeah, we barely escaped with our lives, didn't we?
We barely escaped with our lives. How could a bunch of men?
So,
speaking of men, Philip Dubois.
yeah,
we heard his name bandied around when we fought the salamanders.
He's quite.
Did he assist?
To be honest with you, he might be competition.
Oh, it's a tracker.
He is quite the local hero.
Oh.
He's from the area.
Where is he at the moment?
Who knows? He is local to Cherville. His story is legendary. As a young boy, a great hunter, and a beautiful child. He was in the war himself. He was a captain in the army. Came back, something of a war hero as well.
Oh, how lucky for him.
And he is an incredibly skilled hunter.
Yeah, well, lots of people were in the war and lots of people came back from the wars. There's nothing special about that.
Well, a lot of people didn't, so there is something special about it. A lot of men left this town and didn't.
Well, I myself am very excited to meet this man. Would be very
he's been
good to team up, maybe, against the Direwolves.
Yeah, he's been gone a few days. He travels around and he pops back up, and he often goes off hunting. He's actually one of the few people from the area who does go into the forest.
Oh well, when he comes back from his holiday, he can perhaps team up with us, I suppose. I don't know.
Of course. Well, this is exciting. I will talk to Jean and Marie and make arrangements to handle your accommodations.
Yeah, okay.
So
yes, and like we said, maybe keep it between us.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course.
People are more likely to trust us that way.
We don't want to cause any panic, and so we're already... People were already talking because the Waterfay happened to also be blonde and have an accent.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrible. I've already spoken to your local priest.
Oh, Pierre Chauzy.
I mean, this is a terrible gossip industry.
A small town like this, nothing exciting happens, and then new people come in. You'll always have gossip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, but it's a terrible sin. I already said that to him. He will definitely. I think he will address this in next Mass on Sunday.
Of course, I'm sure he'll say it in a sermon.
Sylvia is just trying not to laugh, but also like, fuck's sake. This is so ridiculous. But also looking at Gwen, like, how is Gwen doing?
And actually, speaking of...
Oh yeah, I look over to Gwen and just give her a quick nod, quick wink,
Speaking of the priest, his sister, could you give us directions to her house, Anne, you said?
Yeah, of course. Her house is actually quite near the church.
Okay,
so
I'm
gives
sure
you
we
directions.
can find it. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I know the way to the church quite well.
Mina, yes, you can direct us.
Fabulous.
Okay, so you leave and you head to, and you following Mina to the church looking for the home, and you do find a lovely little cottage, just a little bit off from the church, and you see it has a quite lovely, well tended space. What you're sure in spring and summer is a beautiful cottage garden, but being January, there's not much growing there. Okay, whitewashed walls with like red painted frames and shutters. It's quite lovely and picturesque, and you just see a small bit of smoke coming out from the chimney, so there's clearly somebody inside.
I'll knock on the door.
So you knock on the door, you hear some footsteps, and the moment the door opens, and standing before you see the short, plump woman, grey hair worn in wound around in a bun, brown eyes, round face with rosy cheeks, and she has these pair of small oval glasses perched on the end of her nose, wearing a long black heavy woolen skirt with white linen brows, and she has this navy and grey check shawl wrapped around her shoulders, and she goes on. Kind of squints for a second, looking at the three, doesn't know. Bonjour.
Greetings, sister. I too am a daughter of the plants and the moon, and we've come to seek your assistance in a matter.
She gives you a kind of an up-down look. You're not pregnant, are you?
No, thankfully. Thank the gods that is not something I foresee happening anytime soon. But if it does, I know where to come. No, it's a different matter. We're looking for someone.
Okay.
Two someones, actually.
Okay.
Two someones, yes.
Come on inside.
Your home is beautiful.
So she goes in. It's a very, very cozy, very well kept spot. She's got a small fire lit, and there's like nice little chairs, and then golf. So I was like,
this was like Sylvia's Sylvia's goal after the war.
Tea.
Oh,
yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. Goes off. She comes back in later. Very tray, pot of tea. She pours you some tea. She's like, please sit down.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My friends Justina and Mina would like to ask your assistance.
She looks at Mina and Sylvia.
Yeah.
This is Sylvia. I'm Sylvia, our friend.
Oh, sorry.
Justina's
not here.
Poorly, yeah.
Apologies.
Oh, she's sick. Is that why you're here? I am a healer.
She thinks that she caught a chill because it is quite cold.
Uh-huh.
No, Mina, you were saying.
Both of us actually, we were looking for family. We were looking for our respective brothers, and we were wondering if you know anyone, or if you are maybe skilled in divination.
Oh no, I know.
Would you know anyone?
I know some simple healing charms to remove diseases and illnesses, to mend minor injuries. That's it. There's nobody with that kind of magic around here. I mean, we occasionally might get some travelling fae touched or aroma passed through, and they're quite skilled with those kind of card telling and, fortune telling.
I see.
No, there's not really anybody here.
The skill is around.
The villagers think I am a great and all-powerful witch because I can cure some minor diseases and
long may they think so.
Heal some minor injuries.
Because
most of my magics
you have skills that they do not have.
Most of my magics are from the plants and from many years of experience helping women deliver their children. I'd say easily a quarter, if not a third, of the children in Sheffield have been born by me.
Marvellous.
Oh, I mean,
This is very impressive.
Very admirable.
I'm 60 years old, I've been doing it a long time. It's not that impressive.
And tell me, sister, are you sure there is no one with these powers in town? Their secret
I'm
would
60
be safe.
years old. Trust me, I'd know. I've lived here all my life. I'd know.
Okay. And how often do travellers come into town with those skills?
A couple of times a year. Not generally at this time of year. It'd be more in the summer,
Yes, of course.
Spring, summer, autumn.
Your tea is excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, what's in it?
Oh, it's just some chamomile.
Lovely.
I dried it, back in September before the winter.
Beautiful. Do you grow it yourself?
Of course.
In the garden? Of course. Oh, yeah. It's delicious.
Sorry I can't help you with more. As I say, this is not a very magical town.
No, of course. Well,
no, it isn't, but apparently there's some things happening.
Yeah, it's been getting kind of strange,
Yeah.
A few more people have finding Cadet. There's like brownies in there, and turning up in their homes.
well, we
like
ourselves found salamanders and a fey creature like a siren, I suppose, over by the river.
Oh. Hopefully none of the men get too close to that creature.
Oh, that already happened, but
she's gone.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
We showed her.
It's dealt with.
Right. Okay,
well, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you. I'm sorry I can't be of more help.
No, don't worry at all.
About healing diseases with the plants.
I have minor magics.
I would love to speak with you about this.
Perhaps sometime if we have the time, yes.
Likewise, I would love to sit there and hear some stories. Another time.
I know a little about plants that can heal. But more for healing wounds, injuries, not disease.
Yeah.
So I would be very interested.
Of course. We can have a talk. So.
Marvelous. Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Okay. Bonjour.
So what do you think we should do now? I'll say to Mina and Sylvia.
Well, I would like to speak to the farmers, but perhaps we should.
Will we check on Justine?
Aminata and Justine.
Yeah.
So he's actually been out for a while, you know, between walking over to the mayor's and talking to him, and then going talking to Madame Chauzy, and that, he's were a good hour and a half, nearly 2 hours. Okay. So at this stage, it's getting to about 11:30, maybe 12.
So we will be thinking certainly of 11s, but also lunch.
And at about this time, you feel that you notice a shift in your vision. You kept the curtains closed, and the room is suddenly seeming darker.
Finally, Justine just going to jump off the bed, kind of, brush off her skirts, and you're just like, lunchtime.
So you go down, and you guys are just coming into the patio birds when you see Justine and Aminata coming downstairs. Justine looks perfectly fine.
My mouth would have dropped for a second when I saw Justine coming
down.
Fuck! But then, noticed that you're fine.
Oh, you are recovered.
Oh, yes. I told you all. It's not going to last long.
Do you feel okay? All back to normal?
I'm very tired.
Oh, of course, yeah.
A little bit of food will help.
Okay, well, let's get lunch. We've a bit to fill you in on, and I'm starving.
So you go, you sit down. Marie comes up to you and asks you if you'd like something. She bring out some bowls of onion soup, some lovely fresh bread, and she'll bring out a couple of other soups. Bring out some cheese and meats in a little bit. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you sit down, you're having your lunch, okay, and you are, filling each other in and everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of people there, which is maybe a bit unusual. There's 2 or 3 guys having an early afternoon drink, some older guys, outfits,
Yeah.
You spotted them once or twice here.
Slugs.
Yeah. Here, and they're keeping to themselves, having a beer, and as you're having this conversation, suddenly a shadow appears in front of the door.
Right.
And this massive hulking shape steps in.
Right.
Like a man, but with this great big bulging mass across his shoulders.
Oh no.
And the men stop and they look, and this figure slowly walking up towards the bar. And you see Jean come out as he suddenly straightens up, and it wasn't that it looked like it's a blanket or something draped over his shoulders. He launches this massive mass onto the counter, and it lands with a heavy thud, and the fabric falls away and reveals a deer, a young stag.
Okay.
As this guy straightens up and stretches, and you see this stunning looking man. 195 easily, raven black hair combed back, perfect mustache, chiseled jaw, massive broad shoulders, wearing this lovely rich kind of a dark coloured hunter's coat. You spot now he has a rifle slung over his shoulder, a heavy hunter's knife on his hip. As Jean Aubert comes as Dubois, it's wonderful to see you. It's Mommy, I brought you something to eat. My beautiful man, finally you're back. We've been missing you. You done with those widows? And that's a perfect place to pause in our story.
He's basically
Something of a contract with the mayor of Cherville. Definitely this will make things easier for the party, and hopefully the locals will stop looking upon them with suspicious and questioning gazes. The party also has finally met the local legend, the famed hunter Philippe Dubois. just in time, as it would seem there are some dangerous animals roaming and attacking livestock in the area. Will he help them, or will they decide they want to do it on their own? Join us next time to find out. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to know more about the world of Fair Earth, both the system and the setting, please be sure to follow us on social media where you'll get regular updates on stuff we're doing. We're on Twitter, well, there's still a Twitter at Fair Earth, and we're appearing on all other social media platforms at Fair Earth as well. Also, be sure to check out our itch.io page, fay-earth.itch.io, where you'll see a bunch of products by us, our free to download lore primer, a couple of free one-shots, and we have an Explorer's Guide PDF coming out soon.